The recipient of this award today is our father, our mentor. He is one true Nigerian with outstanding professional knowledge, ability, and capacity that thinks about the well-being of his people. He is blessed with good characters, moral conduct, and behaviors. He is a weapon of trust and accountability. A father here has perfected the act of working silently and letting his accomplishments speak for him. The man with gesture and passion is no one but Ambassador Emeka, my ex-China. Ambassador Emeka, my ex-China, is a feature in the present, navy colorful individual and one of the most notable representatives of our generation. He is a marvelous human being, an equivalent of the entire liberty of success, a community builder, an efficient team leader, a paradox and exemptional polygon. He is an administration navigator, a compassionate leader, a role model, an undeniable mentor. He is a man of God. The award recipient today is highly rated and morally balanced. He is a dedicated section member to ensure the success of his working place due to his instrumental role.
NIWOPA, Nigerian Women Progressive Alliance. I like that. Thank you very much, PRO, for helping them to stand out. I think it's because of your height that they called you, not your voice. Because when you are standing, your height was taller than your voice. We're hearing your height more than your voice. So thank you very much. On behalf of myself and the members of my team of the Mayor of Housing, I am their foremost franchise, Lifestyle Asset Hub Limited, a knowledge and wealth creation company with special interest in solving the housing problem in Nigeria. And on behalf of myself, my ex-China, which I happen to be the Mayor of Housing and a foremost real estate success strategist in Africa, I want to thank you for fishing me out for this award. Actually, I personally thought I was pretty premature for this award because the vision is so big that we feel we've not even scratched the surface. But while reading my citation, two things actually got me endeared to this group, the Nigerian Women Progressive Alliance. Number one is my mom, my late mom. And number two is during your citation, you mentioned slow organic growth from the scratch that flowers. That clause is me, actually, because I believe in slow organic growth that flowers on its own, a self-sustaining, self-duplicating, and self-auditing system or person that grows himself. Why do I believe that? I'll talk about my mom, then I'll come back to that. Why is my mom an icon that most of you young ladies here will need to hear her story? My mom came to the city of Jos immediately after the Civil War in 1967. And she was married. She was very young when she got married. And a few years later, in 1983, she lost her husband with 8 kids, 5 strong-headed boys, of which I was the most strong-headed, and 3 lovely girls. And she was faced with losing the company house where we were living. My father was the first sales manager for Ugofom, and we're living in Ugofom house. For you that know Jos, on Amadu Bello way roundabout, there's an Ugofom house beside Rex Lima, opposite Ekwa Good News Church. And she did not give up as a woman. I saw my mom receive an eviction notice in 1983, and she went to the court to challenge that eviction from the company house because a man that served the company faithfully can't just die and they'll kick us out with 8 kids. And when she won the case in 1985, she was so happy she lost her voice. I was this young boy. 83, I was 4 years old. 85, I was 6. But I saw the first time a person losing her voice. You know, my mom couldn't talk. I was wondering. So voice used to finish. It was out of sheer happiness for winning the case. And the company awarded her 5 more years to stay in the house from 85 to 1990. But my mom, being a resilient woman and a self-determining woman, she didn't go to school. You are privileged to, most of you, be in school. She only finished standard 6. She inherited a trading business for Vitafoam. My mom was the first female mega Vitafoam distributor in Jos in 1996. She started selling foam and struggling, selling soap, farming. We were farming in Jos. And she said that 1990 will not meet her in that house. And then in 1988, our first house in Dadinkwa, Jos, in First Gate, was ready. It was a block of 4 flats with only 1 flat fully finished. The rest were still just roofed with block work. And we moved in there. I saw her struggle from foam selling, soap making, all kinds of things. Sometimes we get cassava from the farm, she would sell. But she was self-determined. I've never seen a man come close to my mother after the passing of my father. And we've never lacked anything as a family of 8 children. And I saw her blossom from scratch. When my father passed on, there was no money. We started in a public primary school, RCM Primary School, Zarmaganda. When my dad was alive, I was going to Alheri private school. When he passed on, she started us in RCM Primary School, Zarmaganda in Jos. When she made some money, she transited us to a better school, which I finished my primary school in Police Mobile Force Primary School in Mopo 8 in Jos. And then I proceeded to St. Joseph's College, from one of the best schools in the North Central those days. But I saw her struggle. And then when she finished those 3 other flats in 1990 and rented them out, she serendipitously discovered what I called From Roof to Riches, which is the title of my upcoming book. She was just looking for a roof over her head. But because the land could not just take 1 flat, she built 4. By the time she finished the other 3 and rented them out, she discovered that there was a money that was sweeter than sales revenue, which is called rent. And then it started for her. That was 1990. My mom passed on, God bless her soul, in 2018. But by the time she passed on, she had 1 day, 1 block. 1 day, 1 block. I've never seen a pickup bring cement to our site. 1 day, 1 block. By the time she passed on, she left behind 44 flats from the 4 flats she started with in 1990. By the time she passed on, none of us lacked anything. In fact, I don't know what the role of a father in a family is, because my mom was both a mother, a father, a girlfriend, and a counselor. By the time she passed out, she made sure all her school children were graduates. I'm a graduate of the University of Nigeria, and I never lacked school fees or books for any day. By the time she passed on, she left a legacy. And that you have the mayor of housing is because my mom left a legacy. Because what started the mayor of housing? When she passed on, I was being approached by Lifestyle Asset Hub to work with them. I refused because I said I won't work for anybody or with anybody. But when she passed on and she was buried March 2018, by June 2018, 3 months after her burial, the first set of rent was shared from her properties. I didn't even know she had 44 flats because they are all scattered here and there. And I received 1.9 million naira as my share of the rent. And I said, so houses do not only pay us throughout our lifetime, they also pay us after we die. Because I never bought a cement, never bought a block. I don't even know where building material. What I know in building material is for the vegetable and Tuesday market. When I received that 1.9 million, I used 1.5 million to subscribe to Lifestyle Asset Hub. And I said, because this woman died and I'm eating rent from her properties, my own children and my children's children must eat rent from my properties. And that was what started the motivation, the drive for becoming the mayor of housing. My passion today is to solve the housing problem in Nigeria and Africa using the social funding model which we've discovered, that allows you to own a duplex of 140 million naira with a one-time payment of 2 million, 4 million, or 16 million naira. And that's for our premium package of a duplex. By next year, courtesy of the Mayor of Housing, we'll be launching the low-cost housing, which will entail 3-bedroom flat. The premium package, a duplex, is a 4-bedroom duplex with a rooftop private swimming pool and a BQ and suite. Next year, we'll be launching the 3-bedroom flats, 2-bedroom flat, 1-bedroom flat, and we'll be the first company in Nigeria to commercially render self-contained that people can buy and own. Why are we going down to self-contained? We want to break it down so that even students can own houses. So my mom happens to be that inspiration. That when I saw women, I was very excited to be associated with you. I will urge you women, don't aspire to be like the mayor of housing who has a degree in medical lab science, who had a mom that pampered and took care of him. Aspire to be like my mom, late Mrs. Elizabeth China, who didn't have a husband, had 8 kids to cater with, 5 strong-headed ones, with the mayor of housing being Itike's head. And she didn't follow any man. She didn't seek for government help. She didn't seek for any help. But she was self-determined and resilient. And she not only provided for us, she left something that most people that had better opportunity than her do not leave. And that was when the second thing I told you, the organic growth started. Because I saw my mom move from 1 block and 1 cement one day until she owned an empire of 44 flats of estates. And I knew that if she could do it, anybody can do it. And she never needed government help. She never needed any man's help. So I started and deliberately made social funding a self-determining model for housing. It's better than mortgage. It's better than anything out there because it does not require government support. It does not require investor funds. It does not require anybody. By the grace of God, we were able to take Lifestyle Hub from 0 in 2018 to over 20 billion naira in assets in 2021 without any government help, individual investors, with just our contributory strength of social fund. And I'll end by telling us that the backbone and the spirit of the Nigerian person is the spirit of collaboration and cooperation. If you ask your fathers and your grandfathers that are still alive, when Nigeria experienced an economic revolution, it was the agric revolution of the 60s and 70s. They were built on the back of cooperation and collaborations. Cooperative banks were bigger than commercial banks between 60s and 70s. The granite pyramids were built in the north in the 60s and 70s when there was no crane. They were only built on the back of cooperation. Now we have cranes, we can't even build a granite mound because it is not the equipment that leads to productivity. It's the personal determination and self-determination with collaborations that exponentially multiply our effort because one can chase 1,000 but 2 tens of thousands. So when we come together, there is no limit to what we can achieve. For those of you that don't know about the good book, one of the greatest things in history that threatened even God himself was the Tower of Babel. All men came together, there was one voice, there was one heart, and they wanted to build a tower that would get to heaven. And God was threatened for the first time since creation and said, these people are of one mind and one heart and one voice. Since they are one, there is nothing impossible for them to achieve which they imagine. So unity dissolves impossibility. Unity dissolves impossibility. All the chaos, all the problems in Nigeria is because of division. Where we were one Nigeria united in purpose and productivity, there was nothing impossible for us. And I urge the youth being the future of Nigeria and the future of tomorrow, when we come back together as one and begin to collaborate and cooperate, there is nothing we imagine to do we cannot do. We don't need a government. We don't need investors. We don't need sponsors. We only need ourselves. And that's why I'm championing the social revolution in housing space, because it requires people coming together. It requires people collaborating. It requires people cooperating for it to work. And my greatest strength is you, people, and my mouth. Without that, there is nothing I can do. I pledge my support to Nigerian Women Progressive Alliance. As long as you are patient to grow organically, I'll grow with you. As long as you're patient to increase intrinsic value and productivity, I'll be with you. I will grow together, and there's no telling how far this will go towards bettering the Nigerian women. There's no telling how far this newfound collaboration between you and the Mayor of Housing will go towards not only bettering the Nigerian women, but the Nigerian youth at large, and help solving the housing problem in Nigeria. Thank you very much. I look forward to working with you. God bless you.
Please let the Mayor of Housing help you get a smart home.